Hi,
Hi,
I'm Nick,
I'm Jill.
and we're Hipstrings. It's been a while since we've done this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I completely blame it on the socks I was knitting.
Really?
Well, yeah, remember the last podcast I said we weren't going to have any, I was going to have them done by the next podcast, so I
Yeah.
had to delay recording the podcast until they were done.
How long has it been?
Too long. Remember they were supposed to be a Valentine's Day present?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Sorry
in a
about that.
different
And
month.
sorry to all of you. It is episode 17. It is March,
26th,
thank you,
2018.
Hey.
At least you can get the year right.
At least I'm not drunk enough yet. And yeah, we are just getting off of probably our most difficult month that we've been doing. We had a festival in State College. We ran a festival here in Pittsburgh. And in 2 weeks, you're planning on being in Allentown.
3.
3?
Three.
Okay. So you get a little bit of a break then.
A little bit.
But that also is in the month that has all the birthdays. My dad,
Yes.
your birthday, and Christopher's birthday,
Yeah.
our youngest. But none of that has anything to do with fiber arts,
No.
except for the Allentown thing. So let's talk about Warp Twisted and Loopy, shall we?
Yeah, because it means we've been up to a lot since the last time we spoke.
A lot being a lot of stitches or a lot of projects.
A lot of stitches.
There we go. So you want to start?
I have a ton of whips. I don't know why I cast on so many whips, but
there was the whole
they
thing in
exist.
December where you cast on.
Some of these are
The
from
12
that, but some of these
cast-ons.
are not.
No.
No. So this first one that I'm knitting on is a design in progress, so I'm not going to share too much about it. It's an ivory tower fingering from Hipstrings, which is a super fine merino baby camel 4-ply fingering. It is a dream to knit with, and that's why I'm designing something to go with it. So that's one. Then this is a sample in progress. This is a curl. I forget which curl it is. I'll figure it out for the show notes. From Hunter Hammerstein. This is in Jaeger Spun's Green Line, which is a sport weight organic merino. 100% domestic. It's a yarn that we just started carrying in the studio. Then I don't think I've really made any progress on this lately, but there's been progress since the last time I've shown it. This is a Viaggiante by Martina Bem. The first part is in some black alpaca silk, hand spun, and then now I'm on to the main part of it, and this is the plum pumpkin bats I got from Yarn Shine. So there's been some work on that.
That really plays together well. Here, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
show that off.
I
a little bit
needed
more.
something to extend the hand spun from the bats. So I went to my basket of retired blends, the sample skeins I have, and pulled out the one that matched best.
Nice.
So, and then I've been chugging away on socks and working on re-knitting my buoy sweater. Now for like the third time.
Third time.
I was working on the body of the sweater.
Oh, yeah.
I got to the waist decreases and realized that I cast on 60 extra stitches in the body, which is about 12 inches. And that's why I was wondering why it was taking me so long.
You were just knitting a sweater for both of us at the same time.
Yes. But I ripped it out, and now I'm like 3 inches away from the armpits. So
Nice. Yeah.
it should get done before Allentown.
There was one other sock you have right here. Do you want to
Oh,
show
yeah.
that one off? Or?
Well, these are the socks I'm working on for Nick. There's one complete sock for the size of Nick's foot. And I'm
Just like compared to
working
my
on the
head.
second one.
It's about the size of my head.
Yeah.
I didn't know my foot was the size of my head.
So
I
I've
haven't
made
gotten
a
that
little
good
bit of
yoga yet.
progress on that. Yeah, I've been putting off the Kitchenery.
Yeah.
So I think that's all the art in progress. And then I'm finally weaving on my first project on my Louette David loom that I just got.
Oh my God. I didn't realize you had so much progress when I left. We'll have to get
Yeah, I
a
have a
picture of
couple
that.
feet.
I can see it from here. It's right over there.
But my David is absolutely fantastic to weave on. I
Yeah.
love it.
Talk about it, because you were saying the differences between
My baby wolf.
Your baby wolf.
And
Thank you.
my David. So for the David, I'd say for setting up, it's not too much different. For warping it, I warped from back to front. It's nice the Louet David has a built-in rattle, so it makes warping back to front really nice. And I had some adjustment getting used to Texsolve heddles compared to the metal heddles that shacked looms have. But actually weaving on it, it sits higher than my baby wolf did, so my shoulders are in a more comfortable place when I'm throwing, so I can weave for longer. The treadling is super light. Like, it takes almost no force because it's all on
Very well
like
balanced.
there's a spring. And so, and because you have Texsolve heddles instead of metal, the heddles are really light. Or the harnesses are really light. And then because I was actually paying attention to my Jane Stafford online guild, she goes over weaving on the David. And there was things about the break that I learned that makes adjusting tension and advancing warp much easier. So I'm really enjoying weaving on it.
Good. Yeah. I enjoyed helping you put it together. That's about as far as I can claim fame to that thing.
Oh, and then I have a giant bobbin of handspun. So I am testing out a new shacked bulky flyer woolly winder bobbin from Acreworks, and it just arrived today. And
you already filled it up.
I already filled it up. I might have been a little bit excited.
How many hours has that been?
Maybe like 2 hours of spinning.
No, I meant like how many hours since you got it?
I was home at about 4.
So yeah, about 6 hours later, it was done.
No, well, I got this done before you got home.
Okay, so yeah, all right. 2 hours later, you got it done.
So, yeah. So my flat iron I think it's been dropped a little bit too much lately, and it needs some realignment, and it needed a lot of lubrication, but we're going to be friends again. I haven't been spinning a ton lately.
Have we shown off the Acreworks bobbins before? I don't think we've talked about them.
I don't think we have.
Do we want to talk about it now or in another segment?
Sure. So if you don't know, Acreworks makes 3D printed bobbins for a wide range of spinning wheels, and they're constantly adding to their collection. They also make a whole bunch of other really cool gizmos for spinning and knitting. But these are 3D printed. I like them because since the ends are kind of open, you can see your bobbin fill up. And so it tells you like whether or not you need to change your hooks or slide your hooks or anything like that. They have a Delrin core.
We've got some unfilled ones over there if you want to grab one.
Yeah. Hold on to that.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to like
you're
strangle
attached.
I'm attached with the microphone. And then also they're flat pack, so the ends pop off. And so if you're traveling or if you just need some easy way to store your bobbins, it's really nice to be able to do that. So, and they're also often lighter weight than most wood bobbins, so it can make treadling a little bit easier.
Cool. So I don't have any new whips right now.
Because you have an FO.
Because are you going to put your foot up here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That is some impressive stretching. You've been practicing the yoga. How about I take this off because the bottom is nice, but that's not where all the pattern is. So I finished the socks that I've been showing off and working on for way too long. This is
a week before Christmas.
Yes, way too long.
I think it's faster than the other socks you've made me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the Reactor Design colorway in the gentleman's sock pattern. And I noticed that, I don't know, in person, it doesn't look as, the pattern doesn't show up as easily for me as it does in photos.
Yeah.
So anyways, you can very easily see the sort of,
the pearl texture.
The crisscross pattern. And apparently you like them very much because you've been wearing them nearly nonstop since I finished them yesterday.
Yep. Now give it back. My foot is cold.
I was going to say that I think probably what I will be working on next is reattempting my buoy pattern for a cowl. Where
Since I found you an edging?
Since you found me an edging and since I actually found the project itself. So it obviously doesn't look like anything, but when it's complete, I've already knit one, and I'm trying it again with making sure I get the right tension. It is a lot of cabling, but it's cabling in a very weird way. So you'll see it when I'm done.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I'll work on next. So you have some finished objects too, right? You said?
No.
No, that's it.
No.
I'm the only one that finished.
Everything's in progress.
Yay! Wow, this is a momentous occasion.
Yeah. Hopefully by next time I'll have a sweater done, because I have like 3 inches of body and a yoke to do.
Okay. Well, then I guess we should talk about Indie Knit and Spin.
Oh yeah.
So we did our first Indie Knit and Spin at the Ace Hotel this past weekend. It was awesome. It went really, really well. We had our biggest year yet, as far as we know. Definitely our biggest event since we took over, by more than double. So we had over 570 people coming in. The vendors all said that it was great. They had their best polls of any Indie Knit and Spin they've been to. Everybody was all in one room, which was great. And actually, we can show what that looked like. We've got a short bit of video here. Okay, here we are at Indie Knit and Spin at the Ace Hotel. Gab, you have something you want to say?
Welcome to Indie Knit and Spin.
You can also notice from the video that it had a bit of an ambiance. It was definitely this indie hipster vibe that we try to maintain with Indie Knit and Spin. And I think it worked. Everybody really liked it. What we didn't get video of is just outside of the entrance is a restaurant on one side and a bar and coffee shop on the other side. So everything you could possibly need there. In addition, right outside, there's several very, very good restaurants that you can go to. So we're hoping that as we continue to grow, we won't be able to bring more vendors in, but we will be able to grow the attendance and community, maybe make it to a 2-day festival or something like that. We've got a lot of ideas and suggestions. If you came to Indie Knit and Spin, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions or requests, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
We also are we put on these things for 3 reasons, I'd say. 1, because we want to have a good festival to sell it. 2, because we really want to support the community and keep building the community and give a place for knitters and spinners and weavers and crocheters to all come together and meet. Meet each other and meet the makers. And 3, we want a good festival to shop at. So why don't you talk a bit about your haul?
So I didn't get too much. I just got bags.
Just bags.
Because I haven't really used up what I bought. Well, okay.
This is not just a bag.
I like bags. I like big projects, if you know by then. But this is not really going to be a knitting bag. So the bag I usually carry to and from the studio every day, which, because I do work at home as well as at the studio, this is always constantly carrying yarn and fiber and bits and pieces of all sorts of things. So I need a big bag. And I found one. So this is by Good Water and Company, which is one of our vendors.
So I'm gonna pick up the camera so they can see the cavernous insides of of what you have
So
there.
she designed this bag to go on Jersey Transit. So it holds everything. It swallows all the bags. So
You literally picked up this bag right before the podcast and said, "Oh, there's my other purse. It's inside there."
Yep. But so with the bag, it has straps with little notions bags that have attachments. So I got 2 of those, and then she also includes a yarn bag that can be tied to a insert that goes at the bottom of the bag, so you can manage yarn. She also has needle cases that will hang by the hardware, but generally giant bag that can swallow all the other bags.
And she has a great selection of fabrics and
she does
patterns.
She does like the old-fashioned kind of. They're kind of magazine racks, but also in like knitting wood frame with a fabric pouch. And she does big bags, and she does the yarn boxes. And
if I remember her talking to you about this, she was saying these are original, old school hardcore type of things that you can just throw in the wash and not worry about it.
Yeah.
It's a neat sort of transformation you got going on there.
Yeah. So you can
takes up a little bit less space.
You can tuck in the sides.
Yeah, nice.
And then, and here, there's something else I bought, which is a present for you.
Oh.
So Roberta from Steel City Stitcher now has bigger ball sacks.
Bigger ball sacks.
So I know you were, sometimes your balls did not fit.
Phrasing?
Yeah, we're doing that now.
Yeah. And obviously, I've got a theme for all my bags from Steel City Stitcher. I don't know if you've seen the my obsession with Legend of Zelda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I need to build a big ball project. Maybe one of the new yarns we're talking about will go into this.
Yeah.
So you also have one other thing to show off.
Well, I didn't buy this. Gab bought this.
Okay, well, Gab's not here, so why don't you talk about it?
So our daughter, who's 9, helps us out at Indie Knit and Spin. And as a reward for her hard work, she got some spending money, and she went over to the booth behind me, which was Oink Pigments, and she sells cute little earrings with skeins of hand-dyed yarn. And so Gab picked up a pair for herself and a pair for me.
It was cute, watching the two of them together. I picked up a couple of things, but they are all very loved, so I only have one thing to actually show off. I got this cute little astronaut bag from Steel City Stitcher for Christopher, and again, like, she always loves to put the charms that are associated with what's going on. But I was looking at this, trying to find something that he liked, and I thought, maybe the astronaut, and then it was noted that the astronauts glow in the dark, and the inside space pattern also glows in the dark. And I said that's just a cincher. That's the perfect choice for Chris. The other things we picked up, I picked up some soaps from, and I'm blanking on the name of the store.
Dusty Tree.
Dusty Tree, thank you. Picked up some soaps from Dusty Tree for us and for my parents who watch the kids. Thank you very much, guys. And we also picked up for Adrian this adorable little octopus.
It looks like a Cthulhu.
It looks like a Cthulhu. It's a squid. It's an octopus.
Pendant.
It's whatever you want it to be.
It's a pendant by
left at the fork of the road.
Left at the fork of the road.
She makes all sorts of bizarre things out of forks and pieces of forks and parts of forks. And this is this weird, dangly, Cthulhu-esque, red eyeballed fork creature. And it was cute. I thought Adrian would like it. He loves it so much. It is never less than like 2 feet away from him.
Yeah.
He's currently sleeping with it hanging next to his bed, and I couldn't bear myself to sneak into his room to steal it for the podcast. So yeah, that's I think that's our haul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We behaved ourselves this time.
Yeah.
Anything else about Indy?
No.
Our plan is to do it again at the Ace.
Yeah.
And
We don't have dates yet for the fall show, but it'll be sometime in October or November.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out on the podcast or the website, and we will we'll let you know. We're also hoping to add something new. That's sort of my plan for Indy is that every time we're going to do something new, whether it be classes or second day or
Demos or something.
something like that. We'll try and figure out something. So if you've got a preference on what you'd like to see, again, let us know. And with that, the next
Other
thing
new stuff.
is new stuff. I'm really excited about these things.
Yeah.
And
So I guess this falls in inside the studio.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's part of the studio. So we have gotten multiple requests for twist locks. We've made one twist lock before, and that was a lobster claw that was with our main box. And we wanted to make sure that that was a thing exclusive for the people who bought the main box. So we haven't made those again, and we don't want to cheat those people out. Maybe we can do it in a different color instead of the actual red lobster claw. But so we've still gotten requests for twist locks. For those of you that don't know, twist locks are basically if you're spinning and you have twist, you don't want to let it just sort of hang and untwist when you have to step away and save your child from killing themselves. So twist locks are something that you can wrap your fiber around and hang it and lock that twist in place. But I'd always had the issue with standard twist locks that if they're decorated, they cover the decoration, right? So you don't see what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like, unless you're not using it. And then when you're not using it, it's not being used. So I came up with this idea of a twist lock that the fiber itself completed the picture. So I made 3. And Jill's actually using one right now, so I'm going to only show these 2 for the moment. First up is a pirate bunny. And it doesn't quite look like a pirate because you need to, as I said, complete the picture. Where's a house of yarn,
end?
and I don't have an end anywhere.
Here's an end.
Okay. It's a very short end.
That's my, well,
That's okay.
my cast on
So,
tail.
if I show this off, right, now the eye patch has a strap, right? And you can see the ears act as a way to
Is a friction fit.
Thank you. Holding the absolute end to make sure nothing's going to come away, even if it unwraps. I did it backwards, but you get the point. Next one is a samurai or ninja bunny. And this one has the added benefit that the knot top ears is also a wraps per inch tool because it's a 1/2 inch. But you can see there now I'll put it up against my black sweater. The bunny's knot top is complete.
Top knot.
Top knot, thank you. And finally, I'll show off the one that you're using.
So not just for spinners.
A zombie bunny. And so the yarn completes the stitches holding the head together. And what's funny is that when we were in State College, somebody asked, hey, that one looks like it's broken. I said, no, it's the bunny's ears being eaten off because it's a zombie. So as Jill points out, they're not just for spinners. This is the other added benefit that we have because if you've got a single, like you make a cake, right? And
if you're knitting from the center, then you have the end on the outside. And my ends on the outside always get tangled or get lost in my project bags and stuff. They always go wherever they want.
So you wrap the single around the bunny, and then you just jam the ear in, and now it's never going to go anywhere. You've got a funny little zombie bunny holding onto your yarn for you.
So those will be going up in the shop soon, as soon as I photograph them. We've sold them at the last 2 shows, and now they're ready for the public.
I'm super excited about them. They were, what, $5 each, or the set of 3 for $12.
Yep.
So I'm hoping to design a couple of other bunnies. I've got a robot bunny in mind. So then you can have your own little battles between pirates and zombies and ninjas and robots. I need a proper ninja, not a samurai. Anyways. So that reminds me, before we get too far into the studio, do we want to talk about State College?
Yeah, we can. So the weekend before last, we were in State College, which is where Nick and I went to grad school. So it was fun to have the chance to go do a fiber festival there, take the kids along with us, and make a quick, nice little vacation out of it. Because State College is only a couple hours away from us. So it was the For the Love of Fiber Festival, which was hosted by the Center Knitters Guild. It was quite lovely. We got to meet a whole bunch of people.
Oh, and incidentally, when we went into State College, one of our college buddies is still there, and I told him, hey, we're doing this festival, you should stop by. And he looked at the website, and he's like, there's guilds of these things? And this is a guy that doesn't, when he thinks Knitters Guild, he doesn't think a bunch of ladies sitting in a circle knitting. He thinks people in armor fighting in like a D&D type of guilds. So
Yeah.
you're instantly cooler by calling yourself a guild.
So we got to meet people, and even people from Pittsburgh that didn't realize that we were from Pennsylvania. So I even had a visitor in the shop this morning who is somebody who learned about us from the For the Love of Fiber Festival in State College, and then checked her credit card statement and saw Allison Park and was like, oh.
She's right around the corner.
Yeah, she lives 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
So.
We need to get a bigger sign is our problem.
So, yeah, it's always lovely to meet new people.
Yeah, and that was a surprisingly fun and good festival.
Yes.
I was expecting to be much smaller than it was, and it worked out really well. I got to do the afternoon and teach some people spinning. Yeah.
And I got to hang out at the pool with the kids.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, now sorry, back into the studio.
So we had 2 festivals in a row, and then today, which was my first day back in the studio after all of this.
Restock.
I got a shipment from one of my mills, which was a lot of restocks of fibers that have been out of stock or have been low inventory, and as well as one of my yarn bases that I was out of. So if you've been looking for Unicorn Tea Party or Coney Island or Blue Heron or Moonstone, I think those are the main ones that I was completely sold out of, and some of those have been gone for a while. Those are now all back in stock.
You just need to update the website.
Websites, hipstrings.com is already updated.
Oh, great. Yeah.
There was also the next Fiber Club shipment, which will be in June. The blends for that came in, and because I know I would have some extra for that shipment, I have opened up the Fiber Club again for a limited amount of time until the open slots get filled. That's available at hipstrings.com if you're interested in a helping of our Synergy Fiber Club.
Tell a little bit about what that Synergy Fiber Club is. Then.
So the Synergy Fiber Club, it's focused on blends and kind of the magic of blends. And so each box is going to explore some sort of topic related to blends, either differences in color mixing, how different fibers blend together, that kind of stuff. So like the first box that just got sent out they all have an exclusive blend, which is club exclusive for a year. It was a blend of merino wool, Zwarbles wool, which is a natural black wool from the Netherlands, and then Tussa silk and Sari silk. And so there was the comb top blend there, and then you also got hand carded bats, and then your own little Willet blend kit of all the components of that blend to play with. So that was the first club shipment.
And the idea here is a lot of people, they'll come to our shop or our booth and see these wonderful blends that look great in a braid, and they just say, nope, I'm not going to try it. It's going to turn into mud.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to give you the education and the opportunity to try it out for yourself in this class and say, no, you know what? These things can come out with a beautiful color range after you've spun it, and this is how you can learn about what sort of things will work and what sort of things will turn into mud.
Right.
You shouldn't get any mud with the stuff that we send you unless the Will It Blend stuff you do yourself. But
or if it's mud, it's beautiful mud, and I made it that way on purpose.
yeah, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
It is.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt your train there, but
so that's what came from one shipment.
you have
I took that to the studio, and then I came home, and waiting at my door.
From that first shipment?
Yes.
Yeah.
So also, Spaced Out has been out because one of the components is no longer available. So I redesigned it and swapped out the natural black fin for some Zwarbles. So this is a new version of Spaced Out. It will be back in the shop soon.
And I'm hoping you can see the sparkles and how pretty it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the second.
Yes. So I got
shipment.
home, and then I don't think we've shown off the new double major.
No, we haven't. Do we even have any of that anymore?
We'll have to do it for the next podcast. I dyed a new sock yarn. It's a sport weight sock yarn. It's a 90% superwash Targhee, 10% nylon base. It's a new dyeing technique for me. It's kind of cool. You have opposing speckled gradients, and it comes as 2 matching 50-gram skeins for matching socks.
The socks look awesome out of it, and the fact that they are matching skeins in the, you make them, if you kick them upright, they're in the right direction.
Yeah.
And it just looks, the fact that there is a controlled gradient that goes matched on 2 socks with this beautiful sparkle or a speckle is really cool.
So I got more yarn so I can dye more of that. It went with us to State College and Indy, and it's had a great response. So some of that first batch will be going up on the website soon. But I got more because I want to dye more, and I'm out. And then the really big boxes were about 80 pounds of yarn on almost all of it on cones, but it adds, I believe, 8 more colors of buoy fingering, which is 2-ply, and the buoy fingering is all dyed in the wool, so it creates beautiful heathers. It's like you spun up our buoy fiber yourself. But I have a couple sample skeins. So this is buoy fingering in Beacon, and this is buoy fingering in Sky. So I have Beacon, Sky, Bay, or no, not Bay, Breeze, Beacon, sorry. Let's start from the beginning. Let me do the rainbow. There's Estilbe, which is a pink. There is Sea Star, which is orange. Beacon, Kelp, Sky, Breeze, more Urchin, more Bone, and Otter. And we already have Depths and Mussels and Breakwater already in the studio.
So we've got a full range.
So there's like
fingering.
a full dozen colors. And I've already done some color work with this yarn, and it is fabulous.
So one of the big differences between the other buoy that we've had spun up before is that this is dyed in the wool, and you can see it's a little bit more heathered than what you get when we have the
hand-dyed,
the hand-dyed with buoy decay.
And it's a 2-ply, so it's a little bit softer.
Yeah, it is very soft.
It's spun that way for drape and to do lace work and to do color work.
Buoy is not rough in the first place, but the fact that Sweatshirts did an amazing job with...
The 3-ply DK is spun with a little bit more twist, so that it's a little bit better for sweaters.
Yeah.
This is designed for color work and shawls.
It's droopy.
Yeah. So, I've been figuring out what I'm going to cast on.
But then what I'm really excited about...
Oh, yeah. And then we got 5 of our merino silk signature blends spun up into 2-ply fingering yarns.
All right, so I'm gonna interrupt you here because I've been really excited about this for a long time, years since
we've been trying to figure out the logistics of making this happen for years.
And because every time we went to a fiber festival or a knitting spinning festival, we've had knitters that love the fiber, the beautiful colors of the merino silks that we had, but they're like, oh, I'm never going to learn how to spin. And a couple of those I've been able to convert with support spindles.
Yeah.
But I have no idea if they ever actually made anything to get to the yarn standpoint. But now we've got something for you.
Yeah, because heathered yarns, especially something like a merino silk, are not something you see. There's a couple people who make heathered wools, but heathered blends like this just aren't on the yarn market. So there are 5 colors. I've got 2 sample skeins here. This is Peacocky, which it is really hard to see the... So these are very well blended because
you keep moving
in the
and
process,
I can't see the focus.
in the process of industrial spinning, the fiber goes through a lot more blending than it would from a hand spinner. But this looks almost identical to my own hand spun sample of Peacocky.
So as you move it around, you can see the sheen. You can sort of see the...
All of them are a little
gradient.
iridescent because of the colors that go in.
And you can see the purples and the greens and the blues.
Peacocky it's mainly a kind of deep teal mallard-y color. And then this is Starling, which is a deep purplish navy with little bits of flashes of magenta from the silk that's in there.
And you can sort of see if you look from one yarn line to the next, you can sort of see the changes in color. But I have to say...
But it has amazing color depth. You're never going to get stuff like this with hand dyeing. This is
definitely something that you have to see in person. It is absolutely gorgeous.
So we also have Supernatural, Hill District, and Coney Island.
And I will say that those are not quite as nice as they are when they're hand spun. They're still very, very nice. They come up with these little pops of color that are so subtle and so gorgeous. I cannot wait to make something with those because when it's knit up into a fabric, it's going to be even more impressive.
Or woven or crocheted.
Or woven, yeah. When it's in a fabric, it'll be much more impressive than it is in the skein.
So that's something that's been in the works for a while, and it's really exciting for it to finally be here.
Yeah.
So, and then...
I think that's everything that we have to show off.
Yeah, that's everything I got in the mail. And the test bobbin.
And the test bobbin. You've had a fantastic mail day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
180 pounds.
Thank you to our mail people.
Yes. And thank you to all of you, because your support means that we get to do this stuff.
We get to play with it, yeah. You get to play with it too, for a price.
But what else is going in the studio? There'll be an open studio the first weekend of April, which also happens to be when Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet, or the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival, is going on downtown. So if you're coming into town and need a break, escape the crowds on Saturday and come up and see my studio up in Allison Park.
We are literally 30 minutes away.
20 to 30 minutes from the convention center.
Yeah.
I'll make it worth your while. And then...
And if you're not coming into town...
And then you're not coming into town, our next Fiber Festival is going to be the Allentown Fiber Festival in Allentown, PA.
Really?
Really. Really great festival. And it'll be our first time there. We're really looking forward to it. I have to leave.
You're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. Nick has to be left behind with the kids.
Well, I'm looking forward to spending time with the kids.
Yeah. So.
But I'm sad that I'll miss out on Allentown. But you are going to be bringing Sam with you.
I'll be bringing Sam. So Sam's one of my wondrous helpers in the studio, and so she's going to be accompanying me to Allentown. And she is also, she's a knitwear designer, and she is working on several designs in Hipstrings yarns. So we should have at least some of those published
We should
by
get
Allentown.
we should get Sam and Anna on the
We
podcast
should.
sometime.
We should. So that's what's going on. And
I think that's it.
yeah, I think that's it.
I think thank you very much for coming back to us.
Yeah.
I apologize for the delay. I'm never going to make a promise about finishing something before the next podcast again, because either I'm a liar or we delay the podcast.
For a long time.
So yeah, with that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.